DIY.
Boi-1da shares the value of making mistakes as a music producer.
The beat right here with the kicks where it like stuttered, it was actually a mistake. I had walked across the keyboard, which was plugged into the MIDI, and my elbow like ran across it by accident, and it made like it was like the perfect timing. It literally went like, brrr, and it sounded like my kick drum fell down the stairs or something.
Hey, to be so great that you damn near stumble over your equipment and your elbow actually programs a kick roll is insane. A man said he was getting up to go get a beverage because he felt parched. And he said, oh, hold on. That shit kind of hard.
I ended up, because Fruity Loops has this automation thing where it records like literally everything you do. So I went and I just copied and pasted it and put it literally right in here and kind of like edited it so it sounded a little bit neater. So
if you've never seen that before, NFL Studio. Oh, that shit was kind of hard. But how do I get it back? FL Studio has this feature here that says dump score log to selected patterns. The last 2 minutes, the last 5 minutes. Well, we only play for 2 minutes. Let's go ahead and put that there. FL Studio is recording everything that you ever do. So Boi-1da went in there, went to get something to drink and did that and was like, oh shit, that's a crazy happy mistake, because they don't always happen like that. So there's a continuation in the next slide where they talk to Turbo, and he said, I might mistakenly play something way better.
Technically play an instrument, like you could honestly click it in, but like it's just, you just gotta take the time to learn that skill.
But that when you touch it, it's a totally different feel as opposed to when you clicking it in. You know what I'm saying? Like I click some shit in every once in a while, but for the most part, like it's just too on time. And honestly, like I might mistakenly play something way better. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather just play it, exercise my fingers, and that might just be the distinct thing, like Zaytoven. Like the way he plays and the way he swing his shit is why he's Zaytoven.
There's a lot of great points I think that were raised here. When you're not someone that is a seasoned player, which I think we all should as music producers, since music is our focus. It's not a requirement to get started, but I think at some place, at some point, you want to at least get a grasp on things like scales. If you can just practice your scales, you'll see a huge difference in the way that you're able to come up with melodies. They'll come up so much quicker.
When you touch it, it's a totally different feel as opposed to when you clicking it in.
I know that there's like scaling techniques, especially with the piano roll, that can help speed the process up. But if you just make it a thing where you get like something like melodics and you just practice on their scale practicing feature, you'd be blown away how quickly melody ideas come to you, and also too how chord progressions are built for you. I say all this to say sometimes you have folks that are such seasoned vets that they're in their own box. They know the rules, they know the parameters, they know what you can do and what you can't do within this particular key, scale, whatever the case. So when they break rules, sometimes I feel like it's too intentional. Let's say Boi-1da, for example. There's certain rules that he's like, no, this is my sound, this is what I am doing. And even when he is breaking the rules, they're still less risky, I think, because they're educated guesses from experience.
I might mistakenly play something way better. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather just play it, exercise my fingers, and that might just be the distinct thing.
The same thing applies, honestly, to folks who are using the mouse to click in as well. Because you can do things that break your normal patterns that make you say, I didn't mean to do that, but that one key that I played that I wouldn't have played actually doesn't sound that bad. And it gives me an idea to go add another sound. Anytime we're sitting down to make beats, it's a sequence of events that most times we can't predict what's coming up next. We're kind of feeling our way step to step. Unless you've already got this thing programmed out, I don't make music like that. I couldn't enjoy making music like that. DIYers, I almost lost this YouTube channel negotiating with a scammer posing as a potential sponsor. Because of that situation, I would love for these videos specifically to be absolutely sponsor free. Consider joining the official DIYer Patreon at patreon.com/Curtis King. For as little as $5 a month, you can get access to all of these live streams that these clips are created from in its full entirety. We also have other tiers that allow us to meet every single Sunday. We do things like social media boot camps, live Q&As, and more. Come join us at patreon.com/Curtis King. With that said, back to the video. part of the enjoyment that I have from making music, and maybe you're the same way, is the unpredictable nature of what's coming up next. Like, I don't want to know. Matter of fact, if I'm working on a beat and I can already guess 4 instruments ahead, that sounds mad to me right now. 3 or 4 instruments ahead, I've already made this beat before. But if I'm only 1 step ahead, that keeps the flow of things very loose. And I feel like when you keep the flow of things very loose, the options pretty wide open, it leaves room for some of these happy mistakes that Boi-1da and Turbo are talking about. When I first started as a producer, I thought the goal of every producer was to know so much that it limited the amount of mistakes you make en route to the final production. Well, 20 years into it now, that's no longer my personal goal. I still enjoy being able to improve upon different areas of my production. I still love learning. I love the process. I love the journey. But I also feel like I have a great enjoyment in the unpredictable natures of making music. Whether you're clicking in, whether you know your music theory, whether you know your way around the keys, whether you're just pretty decent, I think that we all need a balance that you're only able to achieve through the combination of experience and the combination of imagination, and allowing whatever middle ground is between those to guide you to creating something new, or at least something that feels new to you. If I can forever have that feeling, I don't see a day where I stop making music. I see a day where I stop making music for mass consumption. But as long as I have some kind of mystery involved, and as long as I have an openness, I think some producers cut themselves off from these happy mistakes, because if it's not exactly how they envisioned it, they think that it's a failure. A lot of people feel like if it's your first draft, it's not done. And that's not an argument to say that you shouldn't have multiple drafts, but sometimes some things are meant to be what they are. You said what you said, you were in a particular zone, and no matter how much additional time you add along to that session, it is no longer for the art. I have Ripcord, but I'm on Logic Pro for iPad. I understand both sides of the coin, where people don't like tools like Ripcord because they're like, you guys are cheating. Just learn music theory the way that we all learned it. Well, if that's the case, why are we learning how to drive using cars first? Why don't we use horses like they once did? There's advancements in technology that has helped us speed up the process of learning, that has helped us cut out areas that weren't necessary for us to learn because it was technology's role to fill in those gaps. Who said that music had to be hard to be enjoyable? It's not to say it's going to come easy every single time that you sit down with the beat, but this idea that difficulty equals out to better quality music, or pushing the levels of complexity equals out to better music, that sounds like an internal conversation that a musician is having with them and their craft, not with an audience that don't know no better. DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Stop being greedy. Peace.